Welcome to the AFCEA Leadership Forum 5-Question Series. I'm Bob Ackerman, the Editor-in-Chief of Signal Magazine and Signal Connections. Our guest today is Washington, D.C. Metropolitan Police Department Chief Cathy Lanier. Chief Lanier has spent most of her law enforcement career in uniform patrol. She joined the Metropolitan Police Department in 1990, where she rose through the ranks to serve as commanding officer of the department's major narcotics branch and vehicular homicide units. Later, she served as commander of the Special Operations Division for 4 years. When the department formed its Office of Homeland Security and Counterterrorism in 2006, Lanier was tapped to be the first commanding officer. 1 year later, she was named Chief of Police. Chief Lanier, welcome to AFCEA, and thank you for joining us.
Glad to be here.
What would you say are the characteristics in an individual that mark that person as a leader?
Yeah, I don't want to say personality, but personality. I think really the characteristic that stands out for me the most is somebody whose personality, character, persistence, and their attitude about carrying out their daily activities is what stands out the most. I mean, attitude and effort are so important in being a leader. So I think typically I can observe a person for just a short period of time and pick out who the leaders are going to be, just by the way they carry themselves, the way they interact with people, and their level of commitment that just seems so obvious.
What is the most important skill for a leader?
Oh, without question, communication. Communication. I mean, written, oral, the ability to communicate your point well, to be persuasive, and to bring people along with you. Sharing your vision through communications is very, very important.
Is there any way of facilitating that more so than what people would think is typical?
It actually goes back against the personality. People, in my line of work, you know, I'm often faced with large crowd of people who are looking to me to give them some answers. I represent government. Sometimes the government's looked at suspiciously, and you know, people can tell your sincerity and your honesty through your communication. They can feel when somebody is not being sincere, when somebody's not being genuine. And I don't know how you bottle that up and capture it. I think it really goes back to what the person has in them and their personality, because people can sense when somebody's not being honest.
Well, apropos to that, when do you know your leadership style is working? What are the indicators?
I think my experience has been when you feel like, it's obvious to me when my style is working, when my team, the people that help me carry out the mission every day, are all working hard to pull their weight and make the vision a success. And they get excited over celebrations. They get excited when they accomplish things, and they work together to help each other to get things done. When you can create an environment, even in difficult circumstances, where people pull together as a team and they get excited about what it is you have to do, that means your leadership's working.
Leadership is built on success, but looking back over your history, what was your greatest failure and what did you learn from it?
Well, there's been a few. I would say most of my failures have been based on failure to follow my gut. Every time that I had a very strong initial gut instinct that I should take a particular action, and then was convinced by others not to take that action, it's always turned out not as well as I'd like it to. I'd have to say one of the ones that stand out the most for me is you know, not taking action in terms of implementation of checkpoints in a violent crime spree in Trinidad and Washington, D.C. A few years back. When I finally went with it, after some delay because of outsiders' pressure, it worked, and it stopped the violence, and it allowed us to bring those responsible for a series of 48 shootings and about 20 murders into custody. So I wish I'd gone with my gut instinct. 20 years of policing, I knew what needed to be done, and I should have just done it.
Fair enough. Okay, Chief Lanier, who are your heroes?
It's really only one in my book. That's my mom. I know that's not a glamorous a thing to say in an interview like this, but she kind of embodies all the things that have, or she instilled in me all the things that have made me successful. Persistence. She just refused to give up regardless of the circumstances. She always had a positive attitude. To me, there's nobody more important. This is my mom, the secretary.
Very good. Well, Chief Lanier, thank you very much for giving us your insight and perspective on leadership. We
welcome.
appreciate your support and good luck on all your endeavors.
Thank you.